Hello and welcome to the next episode of Brief Intros to help you get started using CloudShare. Today we'll be looking at adding a new machine to a pre-existing domain. This task can be quite confusing as it involves steps both in Windows and the CloudShare UI, so we hope this video will help simplify the process. We'll start by taking a pre-built environment from our solution showcase. The showcase consists of environments shared by our partners, customers, and ourselves that we keep readily available to you. We'll start with this Ultimate SharePoint Developer Farm. Once you select it, this environment will automatically be provisioned to your account. Here's the beginning welcome screen. As we don't really need to see this one, we can just backtrack and refresh our main screen. And you'll see the environment listed as one of your shared copies of environments. So we can go ahead and view this one now. As you can see, it's all ready to go. Let's just go ahead and extend the timeout here. You'll notice that you have a few less options in this screen, as this is an environment that we don't actually own yet. But you have the option to take control of it by clicking Own this environment, either from the side pane or up at the top in the sharing menu. So now we have control of it and I've assigned one of my licenses to it. We'll minimize some of these screens as we're not going to be making use of sharing. So what we want to do is add our client machine to this Active Directory domain. So we'll head to Edit Environment and add that machine now. We'll just add a standard Windows 7 machine. So while this machine is being added to the environment, let's go have a look at that main Active Directory machine. We'll keep this machine open for a little bit as we need to gather some details from its networking properties. Let's just set the resolution to something more easy to work with. Because we'll be jumping around between a few windows here, it'll make life a little bit easier if we can see everything clearly. So first we're going to have a look at the network properties for this machine. Specifically, we're going to jump through to get the main IP of this machine. So what we need to do is have the client machine, which we've just added to the environment, point to the IP address of the domain controller. So what we'll need is that IP address there, 10.160.201.3, and we're going to assign this to the primary DNS in the network properties of the client machine we've just added. Now that we have that, let's go back to our environment, view that machine because it's ready to go now. Just reorganize our tabs here. And the first thing we'll want to do is head to the network properties of this machine. Again, it's all in the same location. So we've got that. The end string's 201.3. And we'll just add that to the preferred DNS here. Now we'll go through the task of actually adding to it. So we'll go to Computer Properties. As you can see here, it's on the same network, however it's part of a workgroup, so what we'll need to do is change the settings. Here, click Change. select domain, and this is where you want to enter the actual domain name. So in this case it'll be ad2008r2.loc. So enter the full domain name here and click OK. You'll get prompted to enter the admin credentials. So we'll just go ahead and drop those in there. And there we are, successfully joined the domain in the operating system. You'll need to reboot the machine just for those changes to be applied. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Whenever you reboot a machine from within the OS, you'll notice that it automatically disconnects the RDP connection. To see what's actually going on in the background, you can switch to the console mode. And from here you'll be able to see Windows actually rebooting, just to keep tabs on how everything's going along. So here we are, the machine's finished rebooting. Hit Control-Alt-Delete. However, we don't necessarily want to log in because this is the local account. So we'll go ahead and close this window out. And this is where we need to make some of the changes in the CloudShare UI. So this is step 2. Head to Edit Environment, Edit Domains. The first thing we see here is a little warning message telling us that we need to make sure that this domain is configured in the OS first. We've just done that, so we can move along. You'll see here your list of machines that are already a part of the domain, and here's the Windows 7 machine. If you have more machines that you've added, you'll see them in the drop-down. Seeing as we've only done the one, just click Add. And then also you can see the option to set which machine is the domain controller. As this is already set for us, we can just move on from here and confirm those changes. There's the confirmation. We just save now. So the next step is to go back and make sure that this has actually taken effect in the machine. However, we see that setting that domain has changed the auto login settings. Let's go to Users and Access and set the domain administrator as the auto login user. Again, save the changes. Now let's check in the OS itself that all of our settings have held. As we were viewing in the console before, you see it automatically defaults to trying to view in the console again. So we'll switch back to the RDP mode. The first thing we'll do to confirm that the changes took place is head back to Computer Properties. And there you can see that the domain we've joined, AD2008R2. We'll also just double check that it's listed in the network settings as well. Everything looks present and correct, so it looks like we're done. We'll just do a little housekeeping here, clean up the screen a little bit. And as this was a major change, of course, let's take a snapshot. This will lock in your settings, for any other work you need to do later on. I hope you found this video helpful and this has simplified the process a little. We'll have some more video guides coming soon, so stay tuned. As always, you can find help at support.cloudshare.com. Thanks.